Watagwan YouTube. Let me start all over. Watagwan YouTube. My name is Mangasan, and this is the Mangasan Games. I have another channel if you guys want to see it. It's called Mangasan. So this channel is only for video games only. But if you want to see my drawing channel, you can go to Mangasan. I shall leave in the description down below. So I'm here to tell you what makes an animation a good animation. First, I'd like to properly introduce myself. I am 22 years old. I live in the United States of America. I am a Jamaican American and a Guyanese American. My mother is from Guyana and my father is from Jamaica. I went to college in PCC, but I didn't graduate because of some something pretty much happened. It's very convoluted to explain, so yeah, I might go back to college to finish up and get my GED. So what makes an animation a good animation? First of all, in order to create a story, you have to draw out the characters first. The characters are the most important parts. You need to create or find a name for the characters so that the audience will know which characters they are talking about. Appearances are also important in the characters. That way audiences, viewers, and listeners can know and distinguish the characters as they're viewing the storyline. Their personalities are also important. That way they can also distinguish which characters is which. Also, it's better for them. That way it can show the variousness from the characters. That way they can easily tell them apart. It shows the uniqueness and what makes the story more vivid in the action. Characters also need backgrounds. So you can easily put backgrounds in there. You can make up your own story time. You can make up your own characters. Make them how you want to make them, basically. So basically what I'm trying to say is that you can put any appearances you want in a character, any personalities you want in a character, and also any background you want in a character, and also put why those characters are important. For example, if you want to make a character like this one I just made for an example, his name is Zach McCloud. As you can see, you can put his personality traits right here. Personality traits. He is outgoing. He's very brave. This says brave. And this says humorous. In case you guys can see. Camera focus, please. Here it says candid. He's very candid. Right here it says ardent. In case for some of you guys who can't read in cursive, because I have a lot of friends who can't read my handwriting because of the way I wrote. It's always in print. So moving on. Settings. In settings, you can put any settings you want in a character for your storyboard. It could be in any time, any place. It could be in the past, this current, present, or in the future, perhaps. So if you want to do it in the future, then go ahead. Just make it as other people will predict or how you will predict it, what the future might be. If you want to do the past, then you have to think of what the past really was, how people used to live, how people used to eat, how people used to talk, how people used to think, for example. But the easiest way to do it is to do it in the present current time, because you're already living in that moment. Therefore, you already comprehend and what's the word? You're already conformed of what the present is. But like I said, it's your choice. It could be any year you want as well. So where are they, for example? Which location? You can either put them in America or in Jamaica, for example. Or if you want to take them offshore, like they live in the ocean, they're creatures of mermaids that live under Atlantic and stuff. Or you can even take them out of the planet and put them on Mars instead, or maybe the moon, or maybe they live in space somewhere because they're aliens or something, or magic human beings that can breathe in outer space and stuff. Like I said, these are stories that you want to make. So just use your imagination, is what I'm trying to say. You also need to put the situations in the settings as well, like what current state they're in and how are they going to get out of it, basically. Like pretty much telling the audience where they at on that point. That way they'll know what the story is about. You know, just give them a head start on what they're gonna experience. The plots. You need a good plot for your animation. Like for example, you have to first study your own characters in order to do the plots. Like find out how your characters will interact with each other due to their personalities. For example, your characters have various personalities in them. Like there's various characters, they have different traits, different backgrounds. And once they all merge together, you have to try and figure out what might happen, like what might occur if they form together. Like do they fight, do they mingle with each other, do they congregate, or do they segregate together? Or maybe they might find out something that they might not like about them. Or maybe they might turn around and step on their backs because of their personalities. Maybe that's just the way they are. I don't know. It's your choice. So basically, create what the characters might intend. Basically, what I'm trying to say is make your own intentions of what might happen if the characters are congregated together. Like what will happen if they meet? What do the protagonists seek is the main plot. So basically, you want to know what your protagonists want to seek into the story. Like what do they want? Like what are their after for? What are their goals, for example? And what will you put in the story that will make them achieve that goal? Like what do they have to do in order to get what they want, what they desire? And through that, you have to plan the story out. This is the hard part. Well, for me, of course. You have to plan the story out, like how are they gonna get it? Like, were they being chased? Do they have to sneak in that military base and get the secret formula? And as soon as they got it, they were chased by a policeman, and they had to run through these difficult course, and they had to dodge like obstacles wherever in their way, and they have to keep going no matter what in order to achieve that goal. So keep that in mind. Remember that. Here's a story plot of what I'm trying to explain. Like here you have Zach, the character I drew before, and this is the story plot. So for example, he looked at his friend and say, I want to be, well, as I can't see, sorry. He looked at the character and say, I want to be a cartoonist. And then he looked at him as if he envied him, like most people would do. And he would say stuff like, you're wasting your time on that career. And so he just left him distraught. And right here, he thinking to himself, he can do it. Or I'll show him, I'll show everyone. So then a couple of days later, he went to an art school in New York. And right now he's struggling because he has no idea how hard it is to pass the class. To pass the class. It's pretty much hard for him basically, but that's pretty much the challenges that he has to go to. Last but not least, the pitch. Every character must have a pitch. For those of you who don't know what a pitch is, not pitch as in baseball, pitching and stuff. I don't watch sports, so you know what I mean. Another word for pitch is a moral to the story. Like what have the characters learned? Like what's the lesson and all of it? So you pretty much have to figure that out as well, because that's pretty much the most important part. Because what's the story without lessons? It's better for the characters, the viewers, the readers, the listeners to learn and understand, and it pretty much puts their opinion out there on why they like the story or why they hate the story, or I don't know. They don't always have to hate your stories, basically. Like opinions are like butts. Some people stinks, and everyone has one. Yeah. And through that moral of the story, you can take that moral. Am I looking at the camera? You can take that moral to the stories and turn it into a title. This character, he's not really one of my characters. This is just an example. He achieved his goal and became the American illustrator. So that's pretty much it. Hold on, so you can see it better. The American illustrator. See, he's holding a paintbrush because he's now an illustrator. So that could be a title. Big bold letters if you want. You could do it in any type of letters you want, any fonts. Make sure you put your name in there. You know, just signify. I put by Manga Sun Games. So pretty much you need a cool picture. Or you don't have to put a picture up there if you want to. It's pretty much your choice. I don't have enough time. My camera's about to reach its limit. So that's pretty much it. So if you guys want to make a perfect animation, the first thing you have to do is make characters, settings, plots, and a moral, or which some people like to call it a pitch, and so forth. So just pretty much abbreviate all that into a story, and you got your story. So that's pretty much it for this episode. Thank you for viewing and listening to this video, and thank you guys for liking this video. And if you guys enjoyed this video, smash that like button like a true Manga Sun warrior. And if you're new to my channel, subscribe. And without further ado, I'll see you all in the next video. Manga Sun out. Bye. Not good at talking, sorry. Like, what did the protagonist... sorry.